Okay, I'm back at my boat. This is the first day of the new year, and as you can see, it rained a lot. Understandably, I am very amazed to see that the treatment with the oil worked perfectly. In addition, the other stuff has some rotting starting severely in the case of, for example, this girder here. This absolutely needs my attention. But what more needs my attention is to essentially bring out the water here. I'm almost as frustrated to drill just a hole down, but nah, I don't want to. So this will be the first, usually the first thing to do. I think I pumped out about 200, if not 300 liters of water. So I will ignore the very, very sad, yeah, I lost the words here, it's so sad. Okay, I will ignore the superstructure for now, because as I said last time, the hull takes the utmost priority right now. And because I want to take down the rudder and the section of the skeg here, I don't know if you can see it right, there are 2 bolts, but before I can do that, I have to move all the tools out of the boat, because I think I cannot step on the boat, at least for some while, until the rudder is attached again. Something else I want to do is to basically remove parts of this, not really this one. I need an example. Where is something left? Yeah, something like this. You see, this is some, maybe this is a bedding compound or something. I don't really know. But what I want to do is essentially fiberglass over this to basically seal it up, because this is one point where water can run in and out of the boat itself. Maybe, I don't know yet, but it may be of necessity. It's quite stormy. It may be of necessity. I can't speak. It may be necessary. Oh, here I am. Can't speak. Oh, now it's dark. Wait a sweet second. Here we go. It may be necessary to maybe remove the frame. I mean, I actually can do this because it is only screwed onto the hull via those screws here, and I think that is something I may consider, but I will consider this tomorrow, because today I just want to there's some birds in the tree. I just want to remove all the stuff out here and bring it in the barn, and also bring the new stuff into the barn. Oh, that light. Ugh. Finished, I will practically sand a little stuff away, fiberglass over here, and when I'm on it, maybe basically grind away some of the old paint here and maybe apply some new. I don't know. Would be the best moment. Let's see how to reduce this mess here. Don't touch the touchscreen with my gloves. Yeah, so let's make a little bit more space for the work tomorrow. Everything is much tidier now. I have basically stacked everything under the boat's hull. Here is so tidy. Here's all the rest of the timber I have, and so I think this will be all for today. Almost lost my phone there. Here are all the tools. I will go quickly and stack up the materials I bought. So I bought some polyester for the work, for the fiberglassing, and this will all go to the barn. And I will say goodbye until tomorrow. Ah, that poor boat. Just when you think it can't get any worse, life gives you ice rain. Oh God. It's a fucking hailstorm, what the hell? Look at the ground. Oh, it's pretty large. Oh, wow. Okay, I removed the forward stiffener of the stiffener. Fuck, I can't speak. No, the rod that was on the forward side. Now the cover is much more aerodynamic. See, there's a wind. I fitted the rope tightly, well, not really that tight, but tight enough around the cover, and as you can see, here is so much hail, so thick, look, almost 2 centimeters. Right. I decided not to take the frame apart because it would take too long, and I want to get going with hull. And I doubt I can put it to get back together in the way it is. I lifted the boat a little bit up with those 2 logs, so that underneath the rudder is a tiny bit of space, and I essentially want to see what happened if I try to loosen those screws. If that by any chance does not work, I will just resort to fiberglass over it, which is maybe not the best idea, but the best idea I can come up with right now. The first screw got out without any problems. I'm surprised. I also put that block a bit to the front of the ship, so that where this section is basically the rudder could fall off if it wants to, and also the ship has one more point to stand on and don't knock me on the head or something stupid. So I want to continue. Wow. Hi. Okay. What started out over here. Wait a second. Okay, at first I found some things that were like, alright, just worn down undercoat or something like that. Here was maybe a osmosis fix, which horribly didn't hold for the time, but I don't know when this was made, so it's alright. This one here I ground away, and this one and this one and then I found this one and this one, then this one, and then that pretty sizable hole, and then this one and this one on the top, and it was fun. Anyways, this basically morphed into an osmosis treatment, which is in and of itself not really bad, because I rather do this now than later. Rudder and skeg are thoroughly cleaned. Okay, thoroughly, but they're in pretty good condition. I will basically have a break now and let all the ground down failures dry out, which is very important. I washed them a little bit with fresh water, but they have to dry until, like, I think it's okay if I dry them for an hour or so, and then I will apply a new layer of GRP to every of those small failures, and I will also GRP over this nasty opening on the rudder. Cannot really press it, but it's not a performance yacht anyway, so I don't give a damn. Since the skeg is all good, I will basically put it where it came from and take a precise measurement, because it turns out that the width of the timber that I usually use to produce stuff fits perfectly in the small hole where the try to show you, because it's really mysterious. Fits right into here, and I just need the length and the correct slope, and then I will basically replace the foam with solid timber, which is quite good because it will be more stable. Let's see if this fits. Everything is glass fibered over, with one exception. I didn't do glass fiber on this piece, but I think I explained that this is too cold to think. I placed one layer of GRP on the rudder. I didn't press the rudder together. I think this one will be sufficient to prevent it going worse. Maybe I will lay another one on. My phone informed me that it is too cold, it will not charge. The new GRP had the better of 1.5 days to react through, to cure, and it is pretty good. Okay, this was clear, but this one was the worst part. And it sounds perfect. I will give this all a quick sanding to remove some of the glass fiber protrusions, and then I will apply a first layer of underwater primer on the underwater sections, logically, and some top primer on the sections that are above the water. So this is the first layer of the underwater primer, and in 4 to 6 hours, according to the description, I shall apply the next layer of that specific paint. With the roll it worked quite good. I don't have to use so much stuff. It is a bit cold, and they recommend that if it is cold outside you should use a roll for thinner layers. Very cool. Anyways, now is the best time to start cleaning and sanding a little bit away of the inside of the ship, and especially taking care of this nasty water first. I thought I'd start small, cleaned out the transom section, and will sand away now a little bit. That's interesting. I just peeled away an old layer of paint, and what came on the other side, so this was attached basically like here, is apparently letters. This seems as an S or residue of an O. So I don't know. Maybe this is the prior designation of the ship. It will, or it is in fact, a pretty good argument for my theory that the transom section here was a later addition to the ship. You know, my prior argument was that the double, like the sandwich construction ends pretty much here, and here is just a pretty solid layer of GRP. So anyways, most of the old paint is gone. I will give this a sand now to properly remove the old paint, and then I have to clean up again. I added one layer of very, very thick fiberglass mat. This one, this is 300 grams per what is it, cubic? I don't know. Wait, I have another package there. Yes. This one, yeah, 300 grams per square meter, which is the thickest available and will essentially harden through to a very thick and very durable GRP layer, which I hope will stabilize the transom section a little bit more. It is still a little bit daylight there, so I think I will bring my attention now to the frame, to the wooden frame, which is in pretty horrible condition. I will give it a sand and apply some oil. Right, the frame is treated with oil, looks shinier, although it is not that shiny as I want it to be. But anyways, hopefully it will stop the process, that the wood will go dark. It seems to be that in the cockpit section I might take some of those girders out, but not today. The 4 hours for the underwater primer are almost over. It is dry to touch, so I think it is the best time to just apply the next layer of anti-falling primer and then call it a day. It's so beautiful. What a shame that I can't say it at the moment. Life's tough